Welcome to AlphaCars and Royal Enfield Boston. My name is Ian. I'm here with Dimitri. And today we're going to take a look at this very exciting replica motorcycle. It's a Royal Enfield Classic 500 and it's a limited time thing. They make these by hand and there's various exciting colors available as well. And you can actually purchase one of these right from our online store. There'll be a link in the description and you can view all the colors there as well. We also have a fun video of us unboxing this, and you can view that. It's a YouTube short. It's only a few seconds of your time, and that'll be in the description as well. But in this video, we're going to go over all the amazing details of this bike and go over some of its functions and really just go through it thoroughly. So with all that being said, let's get into the video.
Yeah, and thanks for watching. Like Ian said, this is handmade, this is handcrafted, and according to Royal Enfield, and they're definitely right about that, they did it with pride, passion, and perfection. So the perfection is the word, because you look at this, and we look at full-scale motorcycles every day. This is as close as you're going to get it. It is a 1:3 scale model, so everything, and we did some measurements, like we looked at the headlamp size, we looked at the, just for kicks.
We checked the scale accuracy.
We checked the scale,
yeah.
and it was spot on, and things really, really work, all the way from the functional suspension, for example, in the rear, and that's a larger detail, but even the clutch cable. Ian was playing with the throttle just a few minutes ago, but you can see the clutch lever moves, and even the level of resistance on the clutch pedal is about 1/3 of what we would feel on the real bike. It's to that level of detail. Compared to a real bike, obviously, you can have more fun with it because you can have it on your desk, you can have it in your office, you can have it at your home, you can take it with you if you go somewhere, if you want to impress friends. It doesn't have to stay in your garage. So we're going to get into some details, and I know Ian spent a little bit more time here, so he will cover a few things and we'll go back and forth.
Yeah, thanks, Dimitri. So Justin, if we want to come around now and maybe see it from the new angle, you can just see it's a beautiful piece of art. Never mind, it's also a mechanical piece that functions in certain aspects. But you even have the rear brake lever here that has the resistance and the spring back as you would expect. You can also use the Kickstarter that comes around. It has the resistance and the spring back there. And even, if I put that back, even the the wheel spins, the chain spins, and the frame, the scale frame is made in such a way where you can set the chain tension as you would on a full-size bike.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the exhaust muffler, it is as substantial as it is on a real motorcycle, and it is not just a plastic reproduction piece. It is a scale model of the real muffler. You can see it's empty inside. There's a pipe, and it had to be welded there. It had to be ground down. It had to be chrome. Then the chrome had to be polished. A little heat shield was made. There are threaded inserts. There's a hardware that goes in. I even put a wrench. Here's our toolkit that we assembled to play with this model. And you can see, and by the way, give us a comment if you feel we should offer the toolkit as an available accessory. But you can literally check this out. You can put things. Yeah, this is a 2.5 millimeter Allen, and there's a real thread, and you can tighten it. You need to be careful. But yeah, you can take this exhaust off, you can put it back on, and Royal Enfield takes these very seriously. Like Ian said, they're limited production, but they're still available. There's a stock of them. They do not disclose how many they have left, but we ordered this one for our customer. And then, just like with new motorcycles, we have to uncrate it. In other words, unbox it. We have to inspect it. And we have to make sure it is ready to ship to the end user. So with this bike, unfortunately, there was one there was one issue. This piece out in the crate, it was broken. So just for this video, and we did put a warranty claim. So most likely they're going to ship us a part to replace it. So we put a warranty claim, and it was funny. What did they say?
They were asking why we put a warranty claim in on a Classic 500, which we haven't got one of these new from Royal Enfield in many years since they stopped producing them. And we had to clarify, no, it's for the Classic 500 scale model. So our warranty rep called us a couple of times, and he was very confused until we explained that to him.
So we explained, and then when they realized this, what it is, it's 2026, 1-3 scale of the Classic 500. So just for this video, we did a small repair. We put a heat shrinking tube right there so that this piece stays. But unfortunately, during transportation, it was boxed immaculately, but somehow this piece got broken off. So we did this repair on this bike, and the tools came handy because we were just playing with things to see how things work, and because it is a full-scale model, the hardware comes apart, you can take things off, you can even have access to your side boxes. Let's check this out. Maybe there's a goodie there, a couple more threads. There it is. Yeah, and there's a goodie there. Check this out. Justin runs the camera. He can tell us what it is.
So this looks like part of the Riders Club kit. They gave away a lot of these pins. Looks like we got the little Royal Enfield engraved in there.
Yeah, and there will be a link for this kit. This is really, really a limited edition, so you should definitely treat yourself. This is not part of this motorcycle. We put it in there, but link will be there. But what is interesting, you can actually see a little bit of like buffing material still stuck inside. So this came from the manufacturer this way, and we're not disappointed. It just tells us that these bikes are processed and polished and wet sand and buffed. Everything gets done like it is done to the real bike. And the level of detail we were commenting on, I think the most level of detail you can see here in the instrument cluster, just the gauges, the ignition lock, all the hardware, it is, and even the controls, like all these switches, they move a little, they have some resistance.
You have a turn signal, switch moves.
Yes.
We already showed some of the levers, but they've even got wiring harnesses running with the tie downs, as you would see on the full-size bike, running to the head of the bike behind the headlight bucket.
Yes, and we were wondering, because on this side, when we opened the side box on this side, and we're going to show it to you. So we found an electrical connector here, and we were curious to what we could do with it. So yeah, it is definitely just a reproduction of the wiring harness, but it is made of real wires. So if someone wants to put a little power supply there, and actually it runs through the bike, and then we also took it a step further, and we actually opened up one of the turn signal lights. And when you do open it up, you are going to have a nice little hollow housing that you can definitely, and there's a hollow tube, just like on the real bike. So
you could definitely put some scale lighting in
yes,
this bike if you wanted to.
So if you end up with one of these models, you can put a power supply in the box, and you can get little extensions of the wire there, so you can definitely brighten it up, if you will. But yeah, you can see how much fun it is not to only look at it, but to interact with it.
And I think we might be some of the only people, or the only people on YouTube who are disassembling these to a point and looking around inside. We looked at quite a few other videos, and they were very exciting, but I don't think anyone went to this level of thoroughness.
Yes, the videos were very exciting. People were, you can feel that excitement. But we wanted to take it a step further. with some of the interaction, including, for example, like the front wheel. You can actually put a wrench on it. Like literally, you can put a 7mm on this side, 8mm on this side. Here it is, 8mm on this side. And loosen this up. Cover the thread with a nut, just like on the real bike. Take a miniature hammer, give it a little tap, take the nut off, and I'm not going to pull it out because in between there's a spacer, just like on the real bike. There's another spacer on this side. I had the wheel out, and I put it back together, so we're not going to do it on the camera because it is just like on a real bike. You have to align things.
And keep track of things.
Yeah, keep track of things. You cannot mix those two because if you do, your wheel is going to be a little off-center. We had one of the customers accidentally did it on a real bike and couldn't understand why the rotor scraping on the caliper. So we helped him figure it out. But yeah, you can do all that. You can see a full bracing of the fender just like it is on the real bike. Everything you see for the hardware, it is real hardware with real threads, with real 1-to-3 scale hardware.
And there's something on this that's even better than some real bikes is the seat springs. Some real bikes, the seat springs are for show. They actually don't cushion anything,
Yeah.
but these actually function. They do cushion the seat, they support the seat, and this seat is actually like a stitched and wrapped leather with a pad underneath.
With real,
the seat.
very fine leather.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's if one of us was this small to sit on it, it would be a very comfortable seat.
Our technician offered to bring his little cat and give it a ride.
Yeah,
Yep.
should we put the cat on it?
Yeah. And yes, of course, there is a oil filler cap right here. We haven't taken that off, but it is right there. So when you get your bike, you can see what's inside. All this hardware, these are all individual pieces. So you can definitely have your own overhaul project, if you will. You can take it all apart. We haven't offered that option on the website, but we can also disassemble it for you so it becomes a puzzle. When you receive it, you get it in pieces. And then you have to put it back together. But anyway, there are all kinds of things you guys can do, not to mention you can make your own accessories and set it up on the bike. But yeah, this is side stand positioning, which is very, very exciting.
And the side stand has its own spring as well. It has its own return spring.
Yeah, and I think this also moves.
Yeah, heel toe shifter.
Yeah, heel toe shifter. I also wanted to see, yeah, it's got very nice, very smooth bearings. It's actually, you can see it spins nicely.
And the rotor spins through the caliper.
The rim is nice and straight, and it is, I think it is a solid tire, even though there is a tire valve right there. And I don't think they balance these wheels, but I cannot feel any disbalance at the speed. But it does have a nice rewarding feeling, just how it feels. This is great. Yeah, I would have done a few other things. If I end up with this scale model, I would definitely wire the lights and maybe have a remote for blinkers. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you can get little, from the scale remote control models, there's all sorts of little control modules and things that would fit this with the controllers you talk about. There's all sorts of cool things you could do, definitely. You just need to get the bike first.
Absolutely, just like with real bikes, before you can get your helmet, well, no, with helmet you should get your helmet first, then get the bike, but you definitely need to have the bike to use the helmet. We're gonna ask Justin to show us, because we're gonna turn the throttle and show you how it moves the throttle valve.
Oh yeah, we almost forgot.
Yeah, because this is one of the coolest things. You can see the throttle cable, which is about 1/3 size of the real cable, and you can see, like, there it is right here. I'm rotating the throttle, and it definitely does it. And you can see the throttle body right there. There's a air intake boot from the air filter, the same scale, It even has the same casting style I'm showing
It
right
has
there.
the ribs on them.
Yeah, the ribs.
Yeah.
And then there's a flange, and then it goes to the engine head. And then there we see the spark plug cap, the spark plug connector, polished valve cover, head, and then we get into the cylinder, and then engine and transmission. Here's the starter with tiny little hardware covering the starter cap. Here's the wiring harness for the engine right there. And I think there's even like the oil inspection. I'm not sure if it's a glass, but there's definitely an area where you would check your oil level.
Yeah, and I think this right here would be the oil filter location too.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
Yeah, they really did a great job on this.
Yeah,
It's
the detail
very
is
impressive.
absolutely amazing. So, yeah, if there's something that we left and didn't show you in this video, let us know in the comments. And this is the only way you can get a brand new Royal Enfield Classic 500 these days. It definitely was a great bike, but speaking of the new Classics 350, they have just as good, if not better, engine performance. They have a lot of style, and they have awesome reliability. So,
And at the date of us making this video, today you can pre-order a Classic 650 with the parallel twin now. So if you guys are interested in the Classic 650s, you can also contact us, AlphaCars, Royal Enfield Boston. Give our sales team a call, and we can get you a new Classic 650, brand new model.
yeah, that's an awesome observation because they just released it, what, a couple days ago?
Yeah, they announced it a few days ago,
Yes.
and today's the first day you can get a pre-order on one.
Absolutely, and
So-
definitely put your pre-order in. We have an awesome web page on our website that Justin put together, and you can easily reserve one for yourself. It is an unbelievable, unbeatable value for the quality, reliability, the warranty, and the support in US that you're going to get with these bikes.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that is definitely everything. So please leave us a lot of comments. Not to mention, you should always subscribe. You should always share. You should let us know which videos you like the best by simply clicking that like button. So go ahead and click that like button. And let us know in the comments, what are your thoughts about this amazing scale model? If you end up with one, what improvements would you do? And
Or modifications.
or modifications, yes. Yeah, what would you do?
And we thank you for watching this video. It was very exciting for us. We hope it was very exciting for you. And as Dimitri mentioned, subscribing goes a long way. And then also you don't miss this really fun and exclusive, a lot of times exclusive content. So once again, thanks for watching. This has been Ian and Dimitri reporting from our Boxborough showroom. And until the next video.
Thank you.